Your team is late, confused, and tired. The launch brief changes every week. Customer feedback sits in 3 different places. Handoffs arrive with missing context. Then someone buys an AI tool. Within days, the team can write more plans, summarize more meetings, and send more polished updates. But the product is still drifting. In some teams, the mess even gets worse. Why? Because AI can speed up work. It cannot decide what the work system is supposed to do. That distinction is easy to miss. A tool has capabilities. It can draft, sort, compare, predict, or retrieve. A team has a system, a shared goal, roles, decisions, handoffs, feedback, and consequences. When that system is healthy, a capable tool can remove friction. When it is unhealthy, a capable tool can make the same confusion travel farther and faster. The question is not, can AI do this task? The better question is, what happens to this task after the AI is done? This is not a new management problem with a new AI label. In 1951, researchers Trist and Ken Bamforth studied a British coal mine after a new mining method disrupted how crews coordinated. Their work helped launch the social technical systems tradition. The central idea was simple. Performance depends on the technical system and the social system fitting together. Improve only the machine, and the surrounding work can break. Modern AI is far more powerful than a mining method. The design problem is the same. Start with the goal. A team says, make onboarding better. One person means reduce support tickets. Another means increase activation. A third means improve the first day experience. AI can produce an excellent research plan for all 3. It can even make each plan sound confident. But it cannot choose the trade-off the team has avoided. So the team receives more output without more alignment. The failure is not that the model misunderstood the prompt. The failure is that the organization never made the decision the prompt depends on. This is why AI can be deceptively reassuring. Ambiguous work used to look messy, an empty document, a stalled meeting, a vague email. With AI, ambiguity can become a beautiful brief, a detailed roadmap, or a clean presentation. The surface gets better before the underlying decision gets better. That makes bad assumptions harder to notice. A polished answer is not evidence that the question was well formed. Sometimes it is the opposite, a persuasive wrapper around a choice nobody has actually made. Now look at a handoff. Sales promises a feature. Product hears only part of the promise. Engineering receives a ticket without the customer context. Support learns about the change after it ships. Before AI, this chain was slow and visibly frustrating. Add AI, and each group can generate faster summaries, tickets, release notes, and replies. But if the original context is missing, every fast artifact preserves the same gap. The work moves more quickly. The meaning does not move with it. Every handoff has a context tax. Someone must explain what changed, why it matters, which constraint is real, and who can make the next decision. AI can reduce the cost of packaging that context. It cannot create context that was never captured. If the team does not know where decisions live, who owns the customer signal, or when a trade-off changed, the tool receives fragments. It then returns a coherent-looking reconstruction, useful, perhaps, reliable, not necessarily. The missing information has merely become invisible. The third failure is feedback. Imagine a team uses AI to write customer emails. If nobody checks which messages reduce confusion, which create tickets, or which customers ignore, then the team is not learning, it is simply producing. The same is true for code, strategy decks, hiring notes, and forecasts. AI can generate a first pass. A work system has to compare that pass with reality and change its rules. Without that loop, faster production is not improvement, it is accelerated guessing. Put vague goals, bad handoffs, and missing feedback together, and you get a dangerous loop. Confused inputs enter the tool. More work comes out. The extra volume makes the team feel productive. Decisions become harder to inspect because there is more material to read. Customers then experience the mismatch, but the signal returns late or not at all. The team concludes it needs even more AI automation. It is not a tool failure. It is a broken system running at a higher speed. At this point, leaders often prescribe more communication, more stand-ups, more AI summaries, more dashboards. But communication volume is not coordination. A team coordinates when people know the goal, understand the dependency, and can predict what a colleague will do next. If the goal is vague, another summary only repeats ambiguity. If a handoff has no owner, another status update only describes the gap. If feedback has no decision path, another dashboard only becomes another place to look. More messages cannot repair missing agreements. There is also an automation mirage. The task that looks easiest to automate is often the visible last step. Write the reply, create the slide, log the ticket, format the report. But upstream, someone still has to notice the exception, interpret the customer, set the priority, and decide what good looks like. If those judgments are undocumented or contested, automation hides the bottleneck instead of removing it. The team saves time at the keyboard, then loses it arguing about what the keyboard was supposed to produce. None of this means the team is lazy or that AI is useless. People often create side channels, private notes, and unofficial workarounds because the formal system does not give them what they need. The workaround may be the only way the job gets done. AI can help expose those patterns by showing where prompts need repeated correction or where humans keep repairing the output. Treat that evidence as a design signal. Do not use it as proof that people should try harder or that the tool needs a harsher prompt. So what should a team repair first? Start with one decision that the work must support. Not improve onboarding. Choose whether the next release optimizes activation or support load, and name the person who will decide after seeing the evidence. That sentence does real work. It sets a trade-off, creates a decision owner, and tells the team what information matters. Now AI can research options, summarize evidence, and draft alternatives against a target the team actually shares. Next, design the handoff before automating it. For every important transfer, define 4 things: what decision is being handed over, what evidence must travel with it, who can ask a clarifying question, and what counts as accepted. This does not require a giant process map. A short shared artifact can be enough. The point is that AI should package a known handoff, not invent one from disconnected fragments. Give the tool a clean interface between people, and it becomes genuinely useful. Then make feedback operational. Choose a small number of outcomes that tell you whether the AI-assisted work helped: fewer repeat contacts, faster resolution without more errors, better activation, fewer reversals, or a decision reached with less rework. Review a sample of outputs with the people closest to the consequences. Decide what will change when the signal is bad. Feedback only matters when it can alter a prompt, a rule, a handoff, or a priority. Otherwise, it is just measurement theater. This is joint optimization. You do not ask people to adapt endlessly to the tool. You do not ask the tool to substitute for every human judgment. You redesign the human work, the decision rights, the artifacts, and the AI assistance together. Perhaps the model drafts options while the product lead owns the trade-off. Perhaps it summarizes support patterns while frontline agents validate the interpretation. The gain comes from the fit between the parts, not from handing one part more powers, Before adding AI to a workflow, run a 5-minute audit. What decision is this work trying to support? Where does the crucial context live? Who owns the handoff? How will we know the output helped? And what will we change if it did not? If the team cannot answer those questions, the next investment is not another feature license. It is a short conversation about the work system. That conversation may feel slower today. It is much cheaper than accelerating confusion for the next 6 months. AI can absolutely make a good team better. It can free attention, surface patterns, reduce routine work, and make expertise easier to reuse. But it is not a substitute for shared direction, reliable handoffs, or honest feedback. Those are not soft extras around the technology. They are the system that gives the technology a job to do. Fix the path of work first, then use AI to make that path faster, clearer, and more adaptable. That is how a team gets leverage instead of a faster mess.